Hi, welcome. We're going to do not homework 5, but homework 6. So now that we understand the vocab, let's actually do the instructions that I crossed out. So we are going to find the missing side and round to the nearest tenth using the instructions on our foldable. So step 1, label the sides, right? Step 2, hold on, let me get my sheet here. Next, identify the trig ratio. So if I look here, I'm going to write this at the top, somewhere near SOHCAHTOA. So these are my trig ratios. Notice I have no information for hypotenuse. So that means I'm going to have to pick tangent. So the tangent of 27 is equal to, and TOA, opposite over adjacent. Opposite, so the tangent of an angle is opposite over adjacent. So x over 10. Awesome. I'm going to set up a few more, identifying the trig ratio and writing the equation, and then I'll come back and solve for the missing s. Let's just practice this one skill. So I see here, I'm missing a hypotenuse. That's like the last time. So if you don't have an hypotenuse, you don't have an h information, you have to pick tangent. So using the same formula, the tangent of 25, that's my angle, is equal to opposite over adjacent. Opposite is x. Oh, that's weird. That's the same ratio. The only difference is the angle measurement. Cool. Set up another one. Now I don't have opposite. So SOHCAHTOA. I don't have opposite, so I can't use sine. I can't use tangent. I got to use cosine. So the cosine of 39 is adjacent over hypotenuse. So the adjacent side is x, the hypotenuse is 7. Cool. Set up another one. I'm missing this adjacent side. So I don't have adjacent. I have to pick sine. So the sine of 46 is opposite over hypotenuse. Opposite is 8. Hypotenuse is x. Now what do we got here? I don't have the hypotenuse, so that's like this top one. So I'm going to use tangent. The tangent of 23 is, and the formula is opposite over adjacent. X over 6. Set up the next one. I'm missing the hypotenuse, so again, that's tangent. The tangent of 46 is opposite over adjacent. Opposite over adjacent. Now looking, oh, missing the hypotenuse. So same thing. I'm going to use the tangent of 72 is opposite over adjacent. Last setup on the front here. I'm missing the opposite, so let's see. Oh, that's like this one. We are missing the opposite information. I picked cosine. You can see up top here, when you're missing the opposite information, you have to pick cosine. So the cosine of 54 is equal to, and the cosine function is ca. Cosine is adjacent over hypotenuse. Adjacent is x, hypotenuse is 12. Now that we have everything set up, we're finally going to solve for this missing side. Okay. So everything's looking great. I'm just going to multiply both sides by 10 to get x by himself on one side. So if I multiply both sides by 10, I get x is equal to 10 times the tangent of 27. And this is how we type it in. 27 tangent times 10. Enter. Okay, and they said round to the nearest tenth. So x would be 5.1. Let's do this one. Okay, so to get x by himself, I'm going to multiply both sides by 7. So that would cancel. Now I get x is equal to 7 times the cosine of 39. So 39 cosine times 7 equals, round to the nearest tenth. Do another one. X, got to multiply both sides by 6. So x is equal to 6 times the tangent of 23. So we put 23 tangent, so that's the tangent of 23, and we're going to multiply by 6. Round to the nearest tenth, so 2.5. All right, multiply both sides by 20. And so x is equal to 20 times the tangent is 72. So we put 72 tangent. So that's the tangent of 72. And then we get to multiply by 20. 61 point, so the 5 would round up to the 6. 61.6. All right. Now, same thing. I'm going to multiply both sides by 10. So x is equal to the tangent of 25 times 10. Tangent of 25 is that ratio times 10. So I'm going to round that to 4.7 because that's a 6. The x is in the denominator, so let's look at these. Okay, these two are going to be harder to solve for. Let's just do this one. This one's a little bit easier. Multiply both sides by 12, right? Cancel, cancels, so x is equal to 12 times the cosine of 54. So 54 cosine, that's the cosine of 54, and then we need to multiply that by 12. 7.1. The 5 would make the 0 1 bigger, so 7.1. Okay. Now let's get these hard ones. So I showed you in class what I call the butterfly wing flip. So technically there is a 1 underneath. There's an imaginary 1 underneath every number. So you can think of this as, cross multiplying to solve for x like we did with proportions. We could. And then I showed you the trick that on any wing, I could swap the places there and I'd still get the same answer. So 1 times x is x. And these two, if I multiplied them together, would be in any order. So I could swap these places. So what I'm going to do is just rewrite the problem, writing x now up here and the sine of 46 down below. So we have x is equal to 8 divided by the sine of 46. So there's a couple ways to type this in our calculator. The sine of 46 is just a decimal. So I could do 46 sine, and that's the sine of 46. But I need that number in the denominator, okay? And this button would take that and put it in the denominator. So I'm just going to push that button. There we go. So now that's 1 over the sine of 46. And now I'm going to multiply it by 8 times 8. So I get 11.1. Okay. Another way to do it was a lot harder, but probably makes more sense. You could do this 8 divided by, let's say, parentheses, 46 sine in parentheses equals, I still got it. So you can do it that way using this parentheses. Again, I put it in like this, 8 divided by parentheses 46 sine in parentheses equal. That probably makes more sense to people. Either way is fine by me. Just so you get to the right answer and you know which way you're going to do it. Okay, same situation here. I'd like to flip these. So I can rewrite the problem x here and the tangent of 46 down below. And now I just need to type in the calculator 7 divided by the tangent of 46. Okay, so 7 divided by parentheses, the tangent of 46. But I got to hit 46 tangent. That's the 46 tangent. See my little parentheses. In parentheses equal, I get 6.8, rounded to 6.8. Now let's do it the other way I'd done it using this flip upside down button, or reciprocal button. Same thing here. I need to do 7 divided by the tangent of 46, or 7 times 1 over the tangent of 46. So I could do the 46 tangent, but it's not in the numerator, it's in the denominator. So I could flip that upside down. Now it's in the denominator, and then I just multiply by 7. Enter. I get the same answer, 6.8. So either way works. Let's keep going on the back. So I'll write to at the top just to help me identify the trig ratio. So I see that adjacent is missing, so I can't pick this or that. I got to pick sine. So the sine of 40 degrees is opposite over hypotenuse. Opposite is x, hypotenuse is 19. Now we can solve, multiplying both sides by 19, and this one's an easy one to put in. So the sine of 40 is this decimal, and we're going to multiply by 19 and round to the nearest tenth. So 12.2 is x. Next one, I'm missing a hypotenuse, so that's tangent. So the tangent of 38 is opposite over adjacent. So opposite is 20, adjacent is x. This is one of the hard ones. So I'm going to rewrite it with x here and the tangent of 38 down here. Okay. And now let's type it in the calculator. Either way is fine by me. You could type it in the way it looks. 20 divided by parentheses the tangent of 38. So 38 tangent, that's the 30 in parentheses, equals 25.6. Check out the next video.